I want to share 3 things that I think will revolutionize your casting, whether you're casting long lines, Skagit heads, Scandi heads, whatever you're casting. These 3 things will help, and they've really helped me with my long line casting. And they are in this order: the lift and the sweep. Sweep, as far as mechanics go, there's always the admonition to slow down the lift and sweep, but particularly the lift. So the question is just how slow do I want to slow down the lift, and how much do I want to accelerate in the sweep? First deal is, for the lift, it's helped me to slow myself down enough to where the line seems to get heavy as I do the lift. I want it to feel heavy in the lift, and then transition into the sweep, keeping the same heaviness that I feel. And for me, that definitely means to slow down. I want to feel heavy, and then that smooth, creamy, heavy feeling going back. Slow and smooth, and only accelerate as much as it takes to keep that weight in the sweep. And the smoothness in there, so you don't over accelerate when you're trying to cast far, which we all do. The second thing is, for the sweep, it has really helped me to be extra careful to stop the sweep when my rod is at the 4 o'clock position, and separate the sweep from the drift. So we sweep and get that stroke, say for the single spey. I'm gonna get that creamy, heavy lift, and then sweep to 4 o'clock and stop, and let that whole sweep happen without any interference from the drift. The drift, I try to really separate now, stopping here and then going up, however you want to drift. There's no set way. You kind of got to figure it out yourself. But for me, I sweep to 4 and then be extra careful not to start my drift or circle up while I'm sweeping. So you want to sweep and then gently get into casting position and then cast. So during all of that, you want to keep as much of that weightiness in there, that heaviness and that load, not a total load, partial load. I'm going to start with all the slack out of my line, and then I'm going to lift and try to feel the weightiness of the lift, and then go into the sweep. Okay, there's the lift and the sweep. Now, after my sweep, now I'm going to stop. After my sweep, that nice, slow, heavy lift, smooth transition into the sweep, keeping the heaviness, which means there's no slack in it, basically. And then I'm going to stop after the sweep, and then I'm going to make sure I've stopped before I circle up and then cast. So I'm really separating my circle up from the sweep. When I sweep and then stop, it takes any chance of a hui in my D-loop and pretty much nullifies it. So I want to sweep, stop, and then circle up. Sometimes easier said than done, especially if you have a bad habit of going too fast into your circle up or your drift, whatever you want to call it. I don't literally want to stop between each part of the cast, but I do want to make sure I separate the power from the sweep into the circle up. Now that we've got our brain and body wired to think slow and smooth and heavy and fluid, we want to take that in the forward stroke, starting slow, feeling the weight, progressing forward, accelerating, and taking a little speed off the power stroke and substituting it for that weight and smoothness we felt in our other strokes throughout the cast.